What's up, everyone? Welcome to Under the Cardboard Box podcast. I am one of your hosts, Heido Martinez, and next to me is...
Apparently, it's Arnoldo Castillo.
Apparently. So guys, apparently...
Hashtag guys.
If you don't get what we're saying, you know...
Just listen to our other episodes.
Yeah, you'll hear us probably say, so guys, and Arnoldo will say, apparently... So if he says apparently today, just know.
Yeah, we've got a new game going. So we've got a cup of, whatever your favorite beverage is or whatever the case may be. So every time we hear each other say guys or apparently, we just take a sip.
Right. And for me, if you hear me say, take a sip.
Yeah. Go ahead. So I've got my water here.
Well, welcome, guys. This is our second episode of 2016. I hope 2016 has been treating you well so far. I know it has been for me. Lots of awesome plans coming along, especially this month. Let's see. I've been good. How have you been, man?
I was good until I got here and I started this podcast with you.
Like 7 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago.
Yeah. I was just like, I can't believe this is what I'm doing with this guy. No, man. I've been all right. Still on that job search.
Yeah, man.
So, just letting you guys know. But other than that, man, it's been good. It's been a good experience. Just been glad to be back.
Yeah, for sure. Have you been playing anything lately?
Just MGS. I don't play anything else. But I know you've been playing some other things.
Yeah, I've been playing The Witcher 3 a lot. I think I've tackled now probably over 40 hours. It's such a great game, man. It just won Game of the Year for IGN as well.
Okay.
So it's a Game of the Year again. And another one. But it's good. It's good. It's a very good game.
Actually, there is something I want to say about it. I think you're on the wrong podcast. This is Under the Cardboard Box podcast where we talk about Metal Gear. Okay?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure anyone who plays Metal Gear has played other games too. So.
Whatever, but that's why we have other podcasts. Great podcast. Just messing. But yeah, man, that's great. Actually, you just talking about it gets me interested in it.
Yeah, it's just the open world of it. I think this year has been so many games that have come out. There are open worlds like Fallout, Metal Gear.
Yeah, it's the new gimmick. It's the new thing.
It's the new thing. You know, if a game doesn't have open world, then it's like, oh, where do you fit in 2016 today?
You're not going with the waves here.
Exactly. I think Witcher 3 did it correctly. And something that I have not heard mentioned before, but I did like about The Witcher is, I appreciate the how it was packaged. So, can you pass me the disc there?
Yeah,
so
sure.
He's passing me the Witcher 3 disc. Okay, so in both the Xbox One and the PlayStation version, we have. See, it comes with the sleeve, right? The sleeve.
Yeah.
Not many games do this still. There's certain games that do, but not many do. I know. What's that game called? The Evil Within did it. Last year and stuff, but this one also comes with an interactive map. So the booklet is pretty big itself. Right?
We are not being paid for this.
We're not, but I just want to shout it out because they did it correctly. A cool little dear gamer, like they're thanking the gamer for making this game, right? So they're like actually thanking the gamer. Here at Project Red, we believe this and stuff. So they said that they're coming out with 16 DLCs, which are totally free. So, okay. 2 stickers, right? The interactive map.
I call one.
All right. The booklet is pretty big, which we don't get now. It's usually like a flimsy piece of paper.
Because who reads the booklet? Who
but I appreciate it because back then, the booklet was pretty cool to read, But anyway, look. So the interesting part about this, though, it's on PlayStation and on oh wait, I have the disc inside. So, but I have the disc there, right? This is the soundtrack CD. It comes with this full soundtrack of The Witcher for free. It comes with the game. This game is $60. Comes with the game.
So you feel like you've gotten your money's worth.
Exactly. Plus, I mean, obviously people say things like, certain games they're kind of short, so they don't feel like it should be $60. Obviously, this game is like 200 and plus hours long, but I don't really agree with the whole $60 experience. Where's the kind of like, I guess, is it only a multiplayer game? Is it only a single player game? Like Battlefront, people don't think that should cost $60 since it's only multiplayer kind of thing. I did appreciate how CD Projekt Red packaged it. I mean, as you can see, they got all this stuff for $60. So even in their packaging has been good. I do appreciate that. Something that is, maybe some developers can see and maybe kind of emulate.
Yeah, Konami. I mean,
nice.
Kojima. I mean,
now the news.
The news. Go.
The CB News.
Thank goodness for segments. Okay, so if you guys remember a couple of episodes ago, we spoke about the bionic arm and how the one in the special edition was not like the one that Hideo Kojima showed. So now they are actually bringing the full-size replica over here. If you go to Metal Gear Informer, you can actually see this. But so check this out. We know that it was originally offered in Japan as a premium package, but web store Sergo is accepting pre-orders for the item for $185. It's set to release in May of this year, so be sure to go to Metal Gear Informer and check out some of the photos they have there.
It's awesome. Will you be picking this up?
Heck no. Can't afford these things. $185 for a replica?
Yeah.
I mean, I can chop off my own arm and then ask them to install it, maybe.
I think that's a lot more expensive.
I got insurance.
I don't know. I think I'll be picking that up.
What's next? No, shut up. What's next?
All right. So the new week, new developers notes. Designers notes, volume 8. What's funny is I noticed something. They've been following, not like following our podcast, but this is our 8th episode. This is their 8th volume.
Huh.
Yeah.
So maybe we're following them.
We're probably following them,
huh,
but
okay,
I just noticed that. So let's make that clear. We're not following them.
We're not following. We're not.
Okay, so Metal Gear Online Designers Notes Volume 8. It discusses buddy system and the knife. So just like we were talking about last week. So Volume 8 of the Metal Gear Solid Online Designer Notes has been posted on the official Metal Gear Solid 5 website. This week, the designers talk about the buddy system for Metal Gear Online, as well as frequently requested item that will be added to the future, the knife. Check out the full Volume 8 of the designer notes below. We're reading from Metal Gear Informer.com, and they say, quote, Happy New Year 2016, and welcome to Volume 8 of the Designer Notes. We had an exciting ESL preseason full of lots of amazing moments and close games, and the finals are nearly over. We'll be awarding players soon, but in the meantime, Cup 1 of the first season also already took place utilizing comm control. We will accept late signups, so join Cup 2 this weekend and compete for some great prizes. Firstly, your buddy is a source of info in the battlefield. You can check different status, conditions, states of your buddy by looking at the different buddy icons available. So here they have a picture of the buddy actions. So like you can see like different commands and different things that you can do with them. It's pretty cool. So if you guys want to check it out, go to the website. But they have some stuff like buddy link establish, buddy moving. So it's just pretty much like buddy actions. And they have different icons for it. They say, quote, when your buddy's icon is red, you know that they're in danger and need your help. As you continue to build a bond with your buddy, you can start to charge up the buddy gauge in circling the icon. This enables This enables the use of the wormhole generator, which activates a quick warp to your buddy's current location. However, keep in mind when a buddy is KO'd in battle, the wormhole generator is inactive. Similarly, new spawns is in proximity in your buddies and to your buddy are restricted while a buddy is taking damage or in an abnormal state. Your buddy also has a safeguard during interrogations. If you or your buddy is being interrogated, the effects reveals the location of your other teammates, but the buddy is immune. Use this as your opportunity to rescue your buddy during or just after an interrogation, since you are the last player the enemy can track. Likewise, when an enemy kills your buddy, they're temporarily marked for you, giving you a chance to take some satisfying revenge. End quote. They also have another sneak peek of a frequent MGO2 player request players can accept in the future. The knife will be making its return in a future planned update to Metal Gear Online. Knives are currently planned to be available for all 3 classes, as well as attackers in the Cloak and Dagger mission. The knife represents an alternate tactic for players employing their stealth camo to take out enemy combats. So also returning is the familiar control for the knife from previous MGO versions. Using a rapid short press triggers a combo action, and holding the button down triggers a stab action. A stab is a one-hit kill action, but should you miss, you leave yourself open for a counter attack. While veteran players will enjoy the use of the knife, in general, it expands the core infiltration gameplay to all players. We're still collecting different BGMs and preset text ideas, so please continue to send us all your feedback through the official Twitter and customer support. Look forward to the next designer's notes next week, and thank you for your continued support of MGO. End quote. Their official Twitter is Metal Gear Solid Online. That's their Twitter.
Okay.
I love this.
Yeah.
It's great. I remember the knife, and man, I killed with that thing. It was very good. Very good. And now it's like one-hit stab.
I mean, it's always been a one-hit stab.
No, and I'm saying, like, I'm glad
they're bringing back
that back.
Yeah.
You know, because it's such a great tool. You know, I feel like that if we're in close proximity, all we have is our CQC. You know, which is good enough. But now that they added the whole, you know, you can't be knocked out with one hit. You know,
I wonder if they're gonna like implore it, like they do in Call of Duty or something like that. Like you hit a button and you can just knife someone.
Right? Yeah.
Instead of like equipping the knife and then, although if you equip the knife, that's probably I don't know. I'm just speculating, but yeah, man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I dig it, man. And you know, like we said before, I'm extremely happy that they're still, you know, at least getting this game to its respects. They're talking about the ESL League and all that and how fun it was, and I saw a few of them and they were really good. You know, they have a strong support for this game, and I'm glad that it's not being overlooked. I'm glad that they're still supporting it, even though the whole Konami stuff is going on. Like, I'm very happy about that.
Speaking of which, now that you've brought that up, I want to thank all those, all of our supporters who came out to see us Twitch.
Yeah.
Live.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for bearing with me. I was the one behind the controller. And thanks for your questions, man. We really appreciated your support there. And just remember, we're going to be back up on Thursday.
We'll be back Thursday.
So check this. So I don't know if I'm saying this right. I'll just spell it out. The AIAS Hall of Fame Award to be presented to Hideo Kojima. Guess by who?
Who? Oh my goodness. Guillermo del
Toro. Thanks for that save.
The guy who made Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
And he was also going to make PT with
Hideo Kojima. Yeah. So he's going to be receiving a Hall of Fame award by the Academy of Interactive Arts and Science. That, I guess that's what AIAS stands for. For his contribution to the video game industry. The award will be presented to Hideo Kojima by none other than Mr. Turo. During the 19th DICE award ceremony on Thursday, February 18th, 2016. So it's coming up next month. And will take place in Mandalay Convention Center in Las Vegas, the Academy states. Man, look at that. And look, there's even a quote here. It says, the AIAS Hall of Fame honor is bestowed on game creators who have been instrumental in the development of highly influential games and moving a particular genre forward. These individuals demonstrate the highest level of creativity and innovation, resulting in significant product influence on a scale that expands the scope of the industry. Wow.
That's great.
And it continues in saying this will be the first award Kojima is able to accept in person since the clash of Konami. Ooh, low blow. Konami's management happened in March of last year. We may also hear more about his future plans, but that's just speculation at this point. Though the press release writes, and I quote, Hideo is a game creator whose eyes have always looked towards the future, and we look forward to his thoughts on DICE submit stage. In any case, that was end quote, by the way. In any case, just seeing Kojima going up on stage next month to accept an award is something to look forward to, considering what happened recently. All right.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know how we can tune into that, but I'm pretty sure we will see pictures and all of that. So
I'm pretty sure they're gonna live stream it somewhere.
Yeah. All right, next news we have is the next FOB event, which is called Mosquito's Legacy. So that's running from January 5th all the way till January 12th. So beginner-friendly event FOB missions are back. Use the event points you earn from infiltrating the enemy base to get fantastic rewards you needn't fear retaliation. In event FOB missions, our defending force will not come and infiltrate your base. In turn, relax and infiltrate to your heart's content. The event point rewards are S++ staff, a few other stuff, and access to point exchange via FOB missions. Attempting to exchange event points for these rewards when the maximum exchange limit has already been reached will cause the message "a network error has occurred" to be displayed. So just remember that. Keep that in mind. So that's running again from January 5th all the way till January 12th. So get to that. The next one is special sleep gas grenade upgrade. So if you've been completing development of the sleep grenade grade 7 during the event period below, your PF's offensive capability and defense capability will get a huge boost. If you haven't developed it yet, put your R&D team on the job right away. So that's cool. You could actually, do these special like upgrades for these sleep grenades and stuff like that, certain things during an event time, and you get more PF grade.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Also, support for beginners, main mission progress event. Users who've completed the following main missions up to episode 22 for the first time during the campaign can earn special rewards of up to 10 million GMP. Whether you're a newcomer to the game or have been stuck on a certain mission, now's the time to give it all you've got and make some serious upgrades. Those who have not yet completed episode 22 of the main mission at the time the event begins on December 17th. Obviously we don't count for that anymore.
Nope.
So for those of you that still haven't beaten MGS5, play those missions. You get 10 million GMP,
which will come in handy.
Yes, it will.
We promise.
Let's see. I think there's another one here. Yes. So special gift event, get up to 300 staff. I got this one. So play FOB missions and earn some amazing rewards. In this event, if during the event period you have completed the following mission and successfully completed an FOB mission, you'll earn an incredible 300 staff. This is the perfect opportunity to get the most out of your FOB missions. So users who have completed episode 31 get up to 150 staff. Users who have completed episode 46 get up to another 150 in addition to above, obviously. So there are A++ staff. So not bad. You get some A++ guys, 300 of them. I would suggest you get to that. So
yep,
for sure. I like that reward system a lot. And, it's something that I've been utilizing because I know some of them have like taking the trucks, certain like tanks and stuff like that you can take up and you get rewards for all of that. So like headshots and things. It's a pretty cool incentive to the game.
Yeah. Speaking of changes, So ESL has a couple of changes in their rules. And they're as follows. Metal Gear Online tweeted, so follow them if you want to be ahead of the curve. So they're saying at ESL Metal Gear, Cups number 2 to number 5, we are making a revision to the rules. Players are now restricted from E-locators, FB, MR, R launchers, and the Groom-11. Okay? Use of these weapons in Cup number 2 through 5 and the Cup final is restricted. Please be advised of the rule change in prep for this weekend. However, these weapons are still available for use in the scheduled North America preseason final this weekend. Okay, guys? Since the rule change is sudden, please coordinate with your team members and upcoming opponents to be sure everyone is clear before play. If there's any discrepancy of use during a match, please take it up with an admin immediately. So guys, you heard it here. Can't say you heard it here first, but you know, if you use the E-locator for whatever reason, I know scouts use that, or I guess the other one was for the enforcer because he said launchers. Make sure you don't have those. Man, I don't know how I feel about restricting the E-locator though.
Yeah, that's
like I understand the launcher because it could just be like a one-hit kill kind of a thing.
True.
But the E-locator, really? They only give you like 2 and 3 max.
Yeah, I don't know. That kind of sucks. You know, I guess they saw maybe exploits during the streams that maybe they were using.
I mean, I hope they give us an explanation.
Yeah. Moving on, we have the next piece of news. So this comes as no surprise, but Kojima Productions team meets up with Sony's Shuhei Yoshida, who's obviously well known in the PlayStation community. He is the president of Sony Computer Entertainment. He's a great guy. He's been in Sony for a long time. I know Greg Miller out of the Kind of Funny community. He's one of the hosts there. He's infatuated with Shuhei. They even have a segment with him calling Singing to Shuhei. So it's really cool.
Cool is not the word I would use for that segment.
It's actually pretty cool though. So Kojima and his team met up with the president of Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide Studios, Shuhei Yoshida, for a lunch. For lunch, they met up. So I think Kojima tweeted out, "Had lunch with Shuhei Yoshida. We've known each other since Police Knots PlayStation version." On another picture posted by Yoshida, we can see Ken Imazumi and Yoshi Shinkawa, as well as this photo was also retweeted by Guillermo del Toro together with the text Sensei. So it's them with, I think, a selfie stick, so it's them together with a selfie stick in like some type of hotel or something like that, just meeting up for lunch. As we know, Kojima Productions made a deal with Sony for the first title to be a PlayStation console exclusive. This meeting could be related, but it could also simply be a lunch with old friends. In other news, Kojima recently posted a new photo of the Kojima Productions Guild designed for iPhone case. It's still not clear whether it will be available to buy or if it's just a custom made itself for Kojima himself. It's just like as you can see here, it's just like a iPhone case for his phone. I know he had one for Metal Gear Solid 5 and Metal Gear and stuff, but
wow, he has his own phone case.
Yeah, his own. Yeah.
For like his own production.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's Kojima, so yeah.
Putting his name everywhere, I see. All right. So, guess what, guys? Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is now available on the Shield. On the
Nvidia Shield.
The Shield. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically like a console on the Google platform. And so you're able to like download certain games and whatever the case may be. So it's part of the Play Store. You can get it for about $14.99. you guys, if you guys never played, or if you have, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is the collaboration hack and slash project between Kojima Productions and Platinum Games. The original game came out in 2013 for Xbox 360 and PS3, and later PC. The Shield version will come out with all 3 DLC missions, and all skins will be available for the price that I had mentioned before, $14.99. And this is what the website says. Say hello to a new kind of Metal Gear optimized for Shield Android TV. 2 signatures of the Metal Gear series are the complex storylines and spectacular cutscenes, and Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, now available on Shield Android TV, has both. That's what they're just advertising it as, I suppose. But yeah, the DLC missions, Blade Wolf, Jetstream, and VR missions will be available, and it'll also provide all the customized body upgrades for Raiden, including white armor, Inferno armor, Commando armor, Raiden's MGS4 body, and the ever popular Cyborg Ninja. So, guys, check it out. Go get it if you want. It is a very good game for what it is. Is it completely Metal Gear in my opinion? No, but, you know, it follows the story right after part 4. But go get it. I recommend it very much.
It's a great game. I finished it. It's extremely hard, even on normal. But it's a very fun game. It's a platinum game. Hack and slash, super fast, action. It's nothing compared to Metal Gear. Has a few homages. You know, they do mention Snake, but it's a platinum
one
game.
time.
Yeah, just
one time they mentioned, and that's like during a codec conversation. Hinted.
So the last piece of news we have today is Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain among GDC Choice Awards nominee. It was nominated in 4 different categories. So it's happening March 30th. It's the developers conference. It will take place in doesn't say. Okay. It doesn't say anywhere. But the nominees for the GDC Choice Awards have been published on the official website. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain has been nominated for 4 awards: Game of the Year, Best Design, Best Audio, and Best Technology. So I'll only mention their Game of the Year awards, which is Fallout 4, The Witcher 3, Metal Gear Solid 5, Bloodborne, and Rocket League. So they don't mention anything about voting, so I guess tune in. It's going to be the winners will be announced on Wednesday, March 16th, 2016, at 6:30 p.m. at the San Francisco Moscone Center. There it is.
It is.
Found it. And it will be live streamed on Twitch. So unless you if you want to see it, check it out on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it for the news today. I hope that maybe if you didn't know some of that news, maybe you got some news from us.
Yeah, and if there's anything we missed, please let us know via email or whatever the case may be.
For sure.
We want to stay in the loop just as much as you guys do.
Yeah. And remember, you guys can get this news on Metal Gear Informer. That's where we get it. Trusted site for a long time, just in case you want to read them and look at the pictures as well.
Okay, so if you're playing online and you start shooting at someone, whether it be from the hip or in first-person view, and you run out of bullets, try pressing the square button if you have PlayStation, or the X button if you have an Xbox, and you'll switch to your secondary or primary weapon, whichever you're using first. It'll switch to the opposite. Another one that I forgot to mention before is the cardboard slide. So if you have the cardboard box and you're standing as you're walking in it, if you hit square or X on the Xbox, you then do like a slide on the floor. Anyone who's in your path, you're going to hit, causing them damage. Damage to stun, of course. Another tip is using D-Dog to Fulton. Now, let me explain this one. If you're running low on GMP and you're knocking out enemies, you can use a certain suit that you can develop for D-Dog that allows him to plant Fulton devices on knocked out or held up enemies. Use that and it won't waste GMP. So go for it. And the last one I have for you, either online or in the story, but mainly online, when you see an enemy with their back face to you and they're running the opposite direction or whatever the case may be, try to avoid giving a full sprint right after them. You can do it, but the thing is that you leave yourself completely vulnerable, as your noise will show up on their radar as red coming after them, so they'll turn around. So even if you have stealth, you're still giving your position away. So that's all I have for you folks today.
All right, that was tips with Arnaldo, and now our codec conversation.
The Codec Conversation.
All right, you can write into Under the Cardboard Box so that we could read your topics here for a codec conversation, just like Pancake27. He said, "Hey gentlemen, awesome podcast, faithful listener to the show. I have a question. What are some of your favorite Metal Gear moments? One of my favorites is actually in MGS2 when you're sneaking in with Snake and the Marines are having a meeting. Keep up the good work, and UCBB." That's a great question. For that last part, UCBB, something we wanted to mention, we are changing it. Instead of the acronym, instead of UCBB, we're going to change it to UCBP. If you could explain why.
Yeah, reason why is when I put the hashtag UCBB on our Facebook page, out of curiosity, I hit the hashtag, and you know how it shows you related content. What I found out is that there's a college that has the same acronyms. So in order to not have so much confusion, both Hyro and I did not want to change it, but I think it would be for the best. So from here on out, we will be known as UCBP, Under the Cardboard Box Podcast. I know it'll take a while, but you guys will get used to it just like we will.
Yeah, so if you guys are using the hashtag or anything, just use UCBP.
From now on, yeah.
Yep. Going back to the question, I picked this one just because it was interesting. I have a few that are awesome that I experienced.
I actually have one.
Just one?
Just one.
When that's
the entire MGS series.
All right, conversation over.
Yep.
Trivia time. Let's go.
So yeah.
So one of my favorite moments has to be in MGS 3. It's, you know what? Actually, how about this? How about we go from MGS 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like canon, and then we can go to our favorite Metal Gear Solid moment. What do you feel? Yeah?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So MGS 1, my favorite one is it'll have to be fighting Cyborg Ninja inside of
Yeah, why is that?
Just because the fight was different. It was in an enclosed space.
Now, which version are you talking about? Twin Snakes or MGS1?
Oh, MGS1, the original.
The original?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just because it was in a closed space, it was different. You know, he was hacking and slashing, and you know, just it was a very good experience. I think that no game has set that bar yet with that type of gameplay. I like that. You know, it was different. It was cool. It was cinematic. You know, every time you cut down his health, you know, it'll go to another cutscene, and then it would have, like, you know, different parts inside of it. Like he'll get to stealth, and then you'll have to find him in that part, and then you'll have to you know, just fight him hand to hand. I don't know who would decide to shoot him, but if anyone's trying to shoot him, it's not gonna work. But just hand to hand combat as warriors, you know, like he says in the fight. I really enjoyed that part just because it has so many moments that is just like key to the game. In the fighting aspect of it, of course, it's just like hand-to-hand combat, and the whole game is, you know, espionage, you know, guns and all that and stuff. But I enjoy that it's like a hand-to-hand combat. What about you for MGS1?
Well, I would have to say in MGS1, one of my you know, highlighted parts would be after after you go back where you defeated Sniper Wolf for the first time, where you actually have the key card to go through.
Right.
And then once you go through, the alarm rings. And you have to go up the tower, through the stairs. Mm-hmm. It's there's so much tension in that moment.
Yeah.
It's like you're running up and there's people behind you and then there's people in front of you.
Yeah. Coming up the stairs, downstairs.
Yeah, you got to run up the stairs, run and gun basically, which, if you were like me when you first played, you didn't know you could run and gun in the game.
Right. No, I didn't know.
You would just, you would just shoot and stay still.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe if you held, a square was the shooting button at the time. Mm-hmm. If you press square and X at the same time, you can run while shooting.
Yeah.
So
they're no though.
Anyway, but yeah, that was one of my favorite moments, just because it was just like there was so much pressure, there was so much danger. You can die, and you don't know who's coming where. Especially if you're playing it for the first time, you definitely need some rations in that part. And then you were talking about things that aren't really in games all that much. Especially, I'm talking about the time. Mm-hmm. When MGS1 came out, is afterwards where you come face to face with Liquid in the Hind, and you gotta jump over the rail. And scale down. But if you don't get the rope, you gotta go all the way back down where you came from, then go back up, and then scale down. But I know in Twin Snakes they changed that. You can either scale down with a rope, or you can just jump over the ledge and just hang, let go and hang on. Those were, that was one of my, highlighted moments in MGS1, although I could keep going.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, Psycho Mantis fight, the Sniper Wolf fight, all of those are obviously key moments in it. Fighting Vulcan Raven, of course, was another fantastic moment in MGS. All right, moving on to MGS2, the one that Pancake27 said was another great moment. That's so fun when you're with the guards and with the Marines, and you're just there crawling behind them, next to them, and stuff. Like, I was like on the edge of my seat when I was playing that part, because I remember playing it for the first time. It was just like, okay, like sneakily, like get by. I was moving so slow. You don't really have to move that slow. Like, you could move at a decent speed and they won't catch you.
You can do full speed,
yeah, and they won't catch you. But the first time you're playing it, you're just like, oh man, dude, I gotta move slow. And I remember the guy that's falling asleep, the cameraman that's falling asleep, you're just like, when he wakes up, you just like stay still and you're like, oh man, what's going on? And then when I really wanted to change my pants was when they say the sergeant says, move to the left, move to the right, or stuff like that. Or I think he says enemy to the left, right? Or enemy to the right. And it's like, I was like, oh, that's it, I'm dead.
Commander Scott, yeah. Fortune's father.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh my goodness, they caught me. I think that was so powerful. Like, I know Hideo Kojima obviously did that for a reason.
For tension reasons, yeah.
But it was perfectly executed. In that game as well, MGS2, I'd have to say the sword fight. When you get the sword, the high frequency sword, with Snake when he gives it to you, and you're fighting soldiers just sword. Like, they have guns and everything. You just have a sword. Like, I like that. That was really, really cool. What about you for MGS2?
MGS2. Now that was a pretty good game. I guess I would have to say when it was actually the moment before you mentioned. I mean, I did like that moment, but the moment before that, when you're basically having the shootout with the guards. You remember that part?
Which one?
That before you go into that area with that hangar with the soldiers. Before that, Shalashashka or Ocelot is talking to one of the. Oh no, I'm sorry, that was after the fight. But you're approaching it, and apparently these trained men come into the hall, the corridor, right? And they tell the commander, Krulukovic. They tell him they're in, and he tells them, keep my daughter safe. Do you remember that part? Or?
Yes, yeah, I do. Remember,
okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so when they just catch you, and then it's just like, oh crap, shootout time. That was a pretty cool moment. Let's see. There are others, man. I'm trying to think of one with Raiden dressed up as the enemy soldier.
That was fun. Yeah, absolutely.
I had a lot of fun with that one.
And what I appreciate about that game is that they paid attention to detail. There's certain games that obviously they emulated that from, but like when you dress up as a soldier or whatever, or as someone as the enemy, but it was never to the point where like you have to make sure you have the right gun. So like let's say,
even the right uniform.
The right
like
uniform,
if you weren't in Shell 2,
yeah,
they would like call you out right away. They were like,
"Hey,
what's that uniform?"
Yeah. So man, that was such a great moment because you let's say you don't have the AK-47, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and you go into the base like me, I thought I was like, okay, I'm good. Like I have everything I need. I have the guard, I have the suit, the mask, everything. So I'm going in, and then they see me, and they're just like, "Dude, you don't have the weapon. I'm gonna kill you, bruh." So it's like it's such a great attention to detail that Hideo Kojima and his team did at that time.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good moment there when you have to find the guy with the pacemaker.
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, so now we've got part 3 now.
Part 3, I have so many moments. It is my favorite game in the iterations. So my favorite part, which I mentioned a few weeks back, was fighting the boss. That's obviously a key moment. Fighting the End, which is my favorite boss of all time, fighting. But also the Sorrow, man. The Sorrow was such a special moment. If you were like me in the beginning of Snake Eater, when I first started playing it, I killed everything and everyone I saw because I was just like, I gotta get through this game. I'm gonna kill you this. So my Sorrow scene lasted a really, really long time because, I had so many people that I killed and they're just all like, dude, you killed me. Help.
Yeah, and the way you killed them. Like if you slice their necks, they're like bleeding from the neck, and
if you shot them
in the head, all that stuff. So
very cool. And then the animals, like I killed so many fishes. There was so many fishes in the river.
If you throw a grenade in there, forget it. If you throw a grenade, not in that scene, but if you like go to a regular pond and you throw a grenade, and all the fish come out. Yep,
forget it.
And then you saw the dead bosses and everything.
Yeah. A moment that is pretty skippable, and it's not really like a moment, but I like it. It's when you have a crocodile hat and swimming through it. The stuff that the soldiers say is pretty funny. Like I just like that you can interact with like the environment, like by being the environment. By being like one of the animals and stuff.
Right.
So like they'll call you out like, it's crocodile or something, and they'll just walk away.
It's just a crocodile.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. What else? There's just a few others, man. Like so much with Eva in the cave. That's an awesome scene when you guys are talking. Obviously the sexual tension that you guys have, but also the Easter egg that's in there. If you leave the tracker inside of
transmitter,
you you have a pretty funny scene with you have to face the consequences with the Gru soldiers.
They're waiting for you there.
But the funny part is, it seems like a weird, kind of Easter egg and stuff, but she's just pulling out the the transmitter and stuff.
Yeah, making some comments in there.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I would have. Man, it's funny every time you mention one. I mean, I like those moments, but like the ones before it too, like when you're dressed off as Reznov.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or when when you get caught and you have to escape the prison.
Right.
I think those moments were like pivotal.
You're completely like
you got a fork.
Yeah, you got a fork. Dude.
You got a fork, and then
although you could find the revolver.
Well, no, you have it. You just find ammo for it.
Right.
Yeah. All that stuff is good. And just the reason I liked it is because of how, genius it was. Like there were several ways to get out. You could call a certain frequency. Yeah. You can befriend Johnny and
you can, like what I did, create a different save file for that scene and play through the nightmare.
Yeah, there was the nightmare.
Which sucks, man, that they didn't put in the HD versions. They didn't put in the HD versions, man.
Yeah, well, I don't know why. But the part about Reznov, man, it was just like, I mean, it made no sense because it was just like you have the mask from the beginning, and obviously they're making fun of Raiden and saying he was kind of on the strange side.
Yeah.
But it was just pretty funny just to sneak in there as him.
Right.
And then the tension when you get caught. You know, the boss figures you. Well, Vogan figures you out right away.
Yeah.
And then you knock down. You knock down Vogan. He's on the ground, and then the boss comes out of nowhere and just just stuns you. But yeah, man, those and going back to the prison escape, when you actually go down into the tunnel, like when you're walking away, when you're running away, the epic music starts coming in,
right,
and then you hear the dogs. You hear the dogs,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got that scene with Ocelot where he's just like, which I think it was planned a little bit, but whatever.
You think it was planned?
Yeah, for him not to kill you, because remember he was working for the Americans.
Right.
He had to make sure you'd succeed.
Yeah, and he was a master in the revolver, so probably not to the level of MGS1 and MGS2 yet, but he was pretty good.
He was you're pretty good.
Yeah. He was a what?
I mean, he was a natural with a gun.
Yeah.
He was already ricocheting bullets just with a Makarov.
Yeah.
So
yeah. For me, Metal Gear Solid 4, absolutely hands down has to be Shadow Moses. Going back to Shadow Moses, I shed a tear. Just remembering when I was like 11 years old playing MGS1, going inside Shadow Moses, and you go back to it in MGS4. That's definitely a great moment. It's something that I feel had, it only played homage to, obviously, to players, obviously players who've played MGS. So
yeah, nostalgia.
Yeah, it was so cool. Another one is the Rex and Racing. That's definitely going to Zone of the Enders kind of stuff for Hideo Kojima. I know he always wanted to do like a mech fight, and he loves mechs, robots and all that stuff. But just that whole fight is so perfect. Like who would have thought you would have seen Rex again? Out of everything, who would have thought you would have seen Rex? I knew for some reason you were going to see Ray again after playing Metal Gear Solid 2, just because there was so much of them. But but who thought, such an iconic Metal Gear? Every time I think of Metal Gear, I think of Rex. And you get to fight with him. Like that's so cool. What about you for Metal Gear Solid 4?
Metal Gear Solid 4. I mean, I also have to. Man, I'm with you on that Shadow Moses part. It was just. Just coming in. I mean, you came in from a different angle from the helicopter.
Yeah, I was from a helicopter,
but
from a little far from the base.
Yeah. It was further.
It was something. It was like the woods, or like the snowfield.
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah. But when you get to it, it's just like you start hearing the music.
Yeah,
the
right
best
away.
is yet to come.
That right away.
And then you recognize it, and then there were key moments where there would be like flashbacks.
Yeah,
where you can just like, and then you hear voice clips. A Russian gunship. Yeah. A Hind D. I'm sorry. A Hind D.
Yeah.
What's a Russian gunship doing here? And then the surveillance camera. It was really good just to revisit these things. You got to visit Otacon's old science lab.
Yeah.
Where you had to input the code. Otacon makes a little joke like, what was that code again?
Yeah.
Also, another great moment where it was just epic was the microwave scene.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. As like, what is our favorite moment of Metal Gear?
Okay, so I'll just choose another one, but
and it's fine. I mean, that's an epic moment.
It is an epic moment, but I'm gonna give it to you. Man, working with Rat Patrol 1 for the first time. That was when you see Meryl again, and it's just like
and Johnny.
Johnny. It's just an epic moment. Like the music, everything, just trying to storm out of a building while staying alive, and it was pretty cool, man. It was all good. But I guess we go to MGS5 now, because are we considering the
MGS5?
Portables?
Yeah, let's consider it without spoiling anything, of course.
Okay.
Definitely Metal Gear Solid 5, the beginning, the Phantom Limbs, that was extremely epic. It was the same trailer that they showed at the Game Awards a long time ago. you know, you're Snake, you're crawling, you're going through certain things, you're falling over, you know, you got this guy that you have to follow, and you're just like going in, and you're just like, man, what do I do? There's a fire, and then there's so many things happening. You know, you see a whale in the trailer, and you see all these things. You're with a horse. You're just like, what the heck is going on here? You know, you're just a guy wrapped around in bandages, and you're just like, what do I do? You know, like, what do I do? So
yeah, and you're just trying to follow this guy whose name is Ishmael.
Yeah,
You don't even. Yeah.
so it's awesome. It's very cool. What about you?
I guess I would have to say when you first fight Quiet.
Yeah,
It was, for me, it was just like, man, I was actually very, very like impressed by it. You know, just seeing that I wasn't expecting it. There's a whole new kind of like, it's like fighting the end on steroids. I've said that before. It's all one playing field, you know, and I died because I died plenty. One, I didn't have a sniper.
yeah, me neither. When I first fought her.
Yeah, I didn't have a sniper. And two, I didn't want to run away because they kept telling you on the radio, is like, you know, you can fight another day. But, you know, since, of course, I'm hard headed, you know, I eventually beat her, took her back to base, knocked her out with the tranquilizer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. If I had another moment, it was when you first rescue Kaz. The dialogue that they say while you're running to the chopper. He was like, "It's been 9 years, and I've been waiting to hear it. Come on, just say it one time."
Oh yeah,
Kept you waiting.
Kept you waiting, huh? Yeah.
Come on, do it one time for me.
Yeah.
It was just like, wow, man. It's like seeing Kaz in this moment. You can only imagine after not seeing your comrade, your friend, your closest ally after 9 years, you know, trying to protect you.
Right.
And you come and save him.
Yeah, for sure. That's it's definitely a heartwarming scene, especially coming off Ground Zeroes and everything that happened there. If you want, we could talk about Ground Zeroes, you know, maybe any moments from there.
I mean, I take Ground Zeroes and Part 5 as a whole.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it was just a prequel, and it was just it's like, what do you
very
really,
weird way to do it.
Yeah. Like, what do you really take away from Ground Zeroes? I mean, hey guys, if you guys want to mention Ground Zeroes, by all means, go right ahead.
Yeah.
But Ground Zeroes, it just offered just the beginning of it.
I did like rescuing Hideo Kojima in Ground Zeroes.
What took you so long?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I guess. I guess if I had to pick a moment, it was when the Jack Bauer came out of Big Boss.
Yeah.
When he was like, "She's rigged. Hold her down. Hold her down." You know. So
yeah. He always repeats everything.
Yeah. He. That's how you talk like Jack Bauer. You say something normal and then you scream it.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know, for instance, what time is it? What time is it?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
That's how Jack Bauer talks.
True. So now, you know, our favorite Metal Gear moment of all time. Obviously, you already know mine. It's the microwave scene in Metal Gear Solid 4. I've never experienced in any game, or for that matter, a movie, you know, where I experienced just extreme intensity, a sweating and just like I was standing up. Honestly, I was like, at first I was sitting down. So if you don't know, the microwave scene from Metal Gear Solid 4 is you're crawling as Snake, and you're moving along this microwave. Pretty much, they call it the microwave, but it's like this really heated CPU AI thing that you're trying to get to, and your sneaking suit is ripping off. Pretty much, your the suit that you have there, and it's like ripping off. You're crawling, and so in the middle of that, while you're crawling during gameplay, you're seeing other scenes happening. So it's kind of like a comic book strip style. So I don't know if you remember this, but it's like a comic book strips where they cut it and they have like the scene with Meryl and Johnny, the scene with Raiden, you know, Colonel, all of this stuff happening at the same time, and it's just beautifully done. Like you're crawling, and this is gameplay. So if you stop pressing X, like you'll stop moving. So in the scene, you know, so it's like, wow, like this is perfect. It's done perfectly. I was sitting down at first. I remember, just hitting X, hitting X, hitting X. I was getting tired, so I literally got up from my seat and I was like, oh, come on. And I was just like going through it. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm almost there. When does this end? And then finally, it cuts to full screen and then you're just rapidly hitting X and then... There it is.
Anyway, that little fun there.
Yeah,
man.
There it is. I mean, it's just such a great scene where it shows intensity. I think it showed something that no game or no movie for that matter. I mean, maybe some movies, of course, but this is my opinion, of course. But just showed me really, really like I'm trying to crawl with Snake. Like I'm trying to like be there with him.
You're fighting alongside him.
Like literally, and I feel like I'm inside this microwave and like just hitting X. Like I was physically tired and Snake clearly looked physically exhausted as well. So it was a picture perfect moment in Metal Gear Solid for me. What about you? What was your favorite all-time Metal Gear Solid moment?
I guess I would have to say it's a toss-up, and I thought about it very, very carefully, without hitting part 5 or anything like that. But I would have to say when Big Boss comes back in MGS4 at the end.
Yeah,
like you're just like, oh snap, he's alive.
Yeah,
again. And they just have like this moment where he explains everything and he kills Zero like come on,
like right away,
like he just like shuts off the oxygen. Anyway,
and what's funny is that the credits roll and then the credits are rolling normally and stuff, and then you see Big Boss played by I forgot the name, I can't remember, but
we said this before.
We said it, we did.
Wasn't it? It's Richard Doyle.
Richard Doyle?
Is it Richard? No, I'm sorry. I'm probably saying that name wrong.
Well, anyway, if it is Richard Doyle, it says Big Boss, and then you're like, wait a minute, but Big Boss didn't have a voice in the game because he was mentioned in the game, of course, by Eva, and stuff, but it wasn't like he didn't have a voice there. So I'm thinking like, okay, and then it does question mark, and then it just stops like a sudden, like that was fun. Man, that was super fun.
Yeah, man, it really was. It was like after playing MGS4, which was really for the fans.
Yeah, that MGS4
was completely for the fans.
Yeah,
it was
which
just
they stuck to that to 5. What happened?
After you've done everything and the battle is all over, Big Boss shows up.
Yeah,
and. They have this
eye patch, trench coat, and everything.
Yep. Epic beard, you name it.
Yeah.
And they have this moment together, and he's just giving Snake some last bit of advice.
Yeah.
About living his life for him and no longer fighting. And man, and of course the fox die kills him. So this time we know Big Boss is gone.
Yeah.
And it ends with him. Leaning against the boss's grave, and as he's sitting there, he tries to light the cigar and he can't.
Yeah,
and then you see the look on Solid Snake's face, like, oh my gosh, he's actually he's emotional about it. He's not crying or whatever, but
he's just very.
He's
emotional.
Like sympathetic, and he just like he picks up the cigar and he lights it, takes a puff, and puts it in Big Boss's mouth. And Big Boss takes one puff of it and he just says, "This is nice, isn't it?"
Yeah.
And then he just dies. He just fades.
Yeah.
That has to be one of the most, at least on my book, one of the most epic Metal Gear moments ever.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I remember, cool story. I remember when we were playing it. So, funny story about this. We both didn't have a PS3 when we first played Metal Gear. We got the game, but no PlayStation 3. Do you remember this? Back in 2007?
How could I forget?
So we went to our friend Brian's house, And
Herp.
we went over there. So we played the game and we literally finished it in one night.
Yeah, not
Just
to
like-
mention, Heido drank all the Coke in Brian's house.
I did. His dad was so mad.
His dad still hates you.
I think
Till today.
he hates us.
No, he doesn't even know I was there. He doesn't even remember me. Like, I go to church with this man, and he doesn't know who I am still. So,
Nah, he's cool. I see him all the time. But it was so funny, man. Like, it was such a great moment because we finished it in one sitting. Like, it was just like, let's just do this right now. You know, trying to figure out Vamp, how to kill him and everything. Just the whole story of Metal Gear 4 was great. But definitely that's a very cool fan service. You know, the ending part of that.
yeah,
sure.
definitely. They really did. Like, if they ended the series with that story, not counting Revengeance,
Yeah.
it would be perfect.
Yeah. So this one is a little different. It's my Metal Gear Solid moment. It's not my Metal Gear Solid moment of all time, but back about three years ago, if you guys remember or not, but Uniqlo, the clothing store, they had a special Metal Gear Solid clothing line. They had something like this for their new stores that they were having in New York City. So they had two flagship stores, the one on 14th and the one on 34th. So I had news. My friend and I, Angel, we went to Uniqlo on 34th. We waited in line, I think from like 8 in the morning all the way to like 3 in the afternoon. Wasn't that bad, but we waited in line and we were extremely excited because Kojima himself was going to be there and he was doing signings. They're tricky though. Let me tell you, Arnaldo, they're pretty tricky because they said in order for you to meet him and get something signed, you have to buy at least 2 shirts. Let me tell you that these shirts were not cheap. 2 shirts. So I got myself an original red Metal Gear Solid shirt, and I got Metal Gear Solid 2 shirt from the gray one. So I got to meet him, and he signed my Metal Gear Solid 1 original. Him and Yoshi got to sign it. So that was an impeccable moment. So you couldn't take pictures there, but I got to sneak a picture. So the whole time I was trying to get a good angle, this or whatever, so I could get Kojima's face. Literally at that moment, he turns around and looks directly at the camera. And he just looks at me, and his face is like, kind of like, oh, are you serious? No pictures? Kind of face. Like, it was just like, are you serious, dude? There's no pictures here. Snapped it, put it on Twitter. If you want, check out at Heido Martinez, Heido2591 on my Twitter, and look through the pictures folder and stuff, and then you'll see his face there, and it's like, are you serious, dude? Come on. But I got to meet him, shook his hand. He got to sign that. He signed my buddy's Blu-ray, the Metal Gear Solid 4 Special Edition Blu-ray, and it was cool, man. It was very cool meeting him. It's he didn't say much. I just said thank you. You are my favorite creator of all time. Metal Gear Solid is my favorite game of all time, and I'll never forget this moment. That's all I said. He said
all he understood was thank you.
That's all he probably understood because I speak super fast. So, and he was just like, thank you so much. He just said thank you. That's what he said. Oh, thank you. And then I spoke to Yoshi for a while, just like literally like 10 seconds and stuff. And I said I love the art direction that you have. If you didn't know, Yoshi Shinkawa, he's the artist, the lead director of that.
I just thought it was Mario's dinosaur app.
No, for the listeners. So for the listeners, and he just said, oh, thank you. Most of inspiration comes from old, Japanese mangas and stuff like that. And it was a cool moment. Also, going inside Uniqlo, they were playing Metal Gear Solid music the whole time inside of the store. So while you were waiting inside in the store, music was playing. So that was really cool too. We were all singing along when Snake Eater came out. We were all singing inside the store. It was cool, me being around all these Metal Gear Solid fans and having just one special moment for this, inside of New York City, which I hope that this podcast can actually get to that level where, we are the voices of Metal Gear for now.
Yeah, definitely.
And, everyone's listening to us, and just know that, we're out there, Metal Gear Solid fans as well. And we want this podcast to be, the Metal Gear Solid podcast, hopefully, where it's just a voice for them, that's my Metal Gear Solid moment. You can definitely write to us for your Metal Gear Solid moment, and let us know what your favorite Metal Gear moments are. Without further ado, our last segment of the day, which is UCBP trivia.
Who's that?
All right. We've gotten to the section we've all been waiting for. It's trivia time. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Do I need to explain the rules again?
Go for it.
Okay. I will tell Heidel a line, a phrase, a dialogue between two people, could be either one, from Metal Gear. His job is to tell me who said it to who, from what game, and where. Okay? So, without further ado, here we go.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. This is someone saying it to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
You are
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Return to Chaos Emerald.
I'm
nope,
leaving.
Not that one?
I'm
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, it says, "You're not worthy to speak of the boss."
You're not worthy to speak of the boss.
Now, I did say last week I was going to make this harder.
Yeah, that is extreme. That's European extreme.
No, that's the boss extreme.
All right. Man, this is a tough one. Can you say it again? What is it?
You're not worthy to speak of the boss.
You're not worthy to speak of the boss. Ugh. Okay. You're probably doing a trick thing here because the boss in any reference is from Metal Gear Solid 3. So I'm gonna say Eva talking to Ocelot. Yeah, Eva talking to Ocelot, Metal Gear Solid 3. Final answer.
Why do you keep doing that when you're not even sure? Saying final answer, you're
yeah.
You gotta see Heidel's face. He's like, final answer.
It's like, who wants to be a millionaire? Final answer.
Yeah, final answer. You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're wrong.
All right.
You don't get another chance. You're just, no.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. You're wrong.
So even though in the other podcast I got other chances, I don't get.
Oh, you see, but you bring it up. But when you get it correct, you won't take another question. You see, we can't do that. You can only have one.
But that was.
You're done.
You know what?
We're done.
Guys, we need a rule establishment here.
Rule establishment?
Right.
I only gave you one chance once. I mean, the two chances once.
No, it's been every time, dude.
It has not been every time.
I edit these episodes and I know it's been more than once because I've lost almost all the time.
This is what he wants to do. He wants another chance. Let's give Heidel another chance then. This is the last time I will give you another chance. It's on record.
Who said?
It's on record. I said.
All right. Fine.
Go.
I mean, I don't know why I want another chance.
I don't know why you want another chance.
The boss. Okay. Who said it to who? And where? Okay. I'm going to say you're not worthy. You're not what? Say it again.
You're not worthy to speak of the boss.
You're not worthy to speak of the boss. Okay. Man, I am super clueless in this one.
You wanted another chance.
Let's see. Okay, Metal Gear Solid 3. The end talking to Snake right before they fight. Final answer.
Okay. Yeah, you're wrong.
Okay, what's the answer?
Metal Gear Portable Ops.
Of course.
Snake is talking, well, Big Boss is talking to Gene
Mm-hmm.
in the Metal Gear complex.
Ugh. See, I
When he
wouldn't know.
says, you know, when he makes reference to leading the men like the boss did,
Mhm.
and Snake says, "You're full of yourself, Gene. You're not worthy to speak of the boss."
Okay. Well, thank you for that one.
I told you.
Yeah.
I'll make it a little easier next time.
Yeah.
Well, that is the trivia, guys. Let me know what you feel about my behavior towards Heidel and the questions I'm asking him. You know, send us an email. Am I being too harsh? Should I give him another chance every time? I don't know. I want to know what you guys think. But that's the trivia. We have it every single episode. And I hope that you will join us.
Yeah, for sure. So I have some awesome news. I got some Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain Steam codes.
And guess what we want to do with those?
It's giveaway time.
That's right,
It's probably gonna be
baby.
another segment, but giveaway time. So we want to give you guys the codes. If you are some awesome PC players out there, you know, for Metal Gear Solid 5 looks phenomenal on PC. First of all,
That's right.
I have no idea when Metal Gear Solid 5 Online is going to come out for PC, so I'm very sorry, guys.
But you will have the awesome look, a lot of customizations. You can even add like custom soundtracks.
Yeah, your own
to
custom soundtracks.
Yeah, to the helicopters coming in. There's a lot of features you can do, man. And besides, maybe you're just a Metal Gear fan and you want it for PC as well. 60 frames per second if you've got a really good one.
Yeah, for sure. So, what we're going to do is we are going to pick a random winner. Okay? So, we have 5 different Steam codes and we are picking random winner. So, on next week's episode, if you write in to underthecardboardbox@gmail.com with your question topic, we will read it here and that'll be the winner.
And there's also another rule. You also have to go to our Facebook page and join it.
Yes. Join our Facebook group, which is Under the Cardboard Box.
So those are the two rules. We look forward to it. As soon as you like both of them, we'll just pick random winners. You could be a winner of one of these 5 codes.
Yeah, for sure. So just remember, guys, that we are only doing this till next week. That is the deadline. So to resubmit for next week's, you have to write in another question. We are picking at random here. So just remember, email us at underthecardboardbox@gmail.com and also like us on, join our Facebook group on Facebook, Under the Cardboard Box. So you can get this podcast every Tuesday. You can subscribe to Under the Cardboard Box podcast. You could find us, or you could even search on iTunes for Metal Gear Solid, and you can literally find us. We are the first ones there, guys. So
That is an achievement.
that is
Unlocked.
yes, that is a trophy achievement unlocked for us. We thank you because that wasn't done alone by just us two.
Yeah.
It was done by you guys. When you search Metal Gear Solid on iTunes, Podomatic, Podbay, any podcast service, you search Metal Gear Solid, and we come up. So that is great. We also are on YouTube. Our YouTube page is Under the Cardboard Box. You can catch our videos every Friday. So subscribe to our YouTube page. We appreciate it, guys. We are going to soon be getting into videos. For now, we've only been uploading the audio files. But if you find YouTube to be a better platform for you, if you have YouTube Red, which is their system that they have now.
Yeah, where you can finally listen to whatever it is while the screen is closed or whatever.
Right. So, you can definitely subscribe to us there. We are on SoundCloud. And we also have our Twitch stream every Thursday.
Yeah. every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah,
sometimes 11.
We'll extend it.
Sometimes 11.
Sometimes, yeah. Last week, we thank you guys for joining us last week, and with all the questions that you guys asked us, that was very awesome. So I know it was a little laggy at first and stuff, and we had some technical difficulties and stuff, and then for some reason it just like kicked us off the game.
We'll try better next time to the best of our ability.
Right. But we thank you for joining us. That was really, really cool. So as well as rating, comment us, please. If you rate us on iTunes and comment, that would help us tremendously. You have no idea how much it would help us.
And tell your friends, guys. We really appreciate your support and want to thank you. Guys, we are UCBP, and until next time, we are signing out. What's up, guys?
Everyone? I thought I was starting.
We didn't even talk about that.
We didn't even establish that.
Okay, cut. 2016. So it's coming up next month, and will take place in the Mandalay. Can't even say it. Mandalay Convention.
So another one. Your beep.
It was a beep.
All right, fine.
It's not like someone FaceTimed me.
Right, but except when I get FaceTime, they're FaceTiming me, not you.
What the heck does that mean?
I don't know.
You're just trying to prove a point?
I don't even know.
I'm sorry. We're recording at like 2 a.m. He hasn't slept yet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm tired, dude.
Yeah, I know. And cranky. Like a baby.
Cut.
And that's our show.